Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya Yogi Rohana, dosen Tadris Bahasa Inggris, Universitas Islam Negeri Syahwasil Kediri, peserta PKDP 2025 PTP UIN Sayyid Ali Rahmatullah Tulungagung. Pada video pembelajaran kali ini, saya akan menjelaskan tentang recount text. Selamat menyimak. Hi students! Okay, this time we are going to learn about recount text. So please listen to my explanation. Okay, before going through the lesson, you have to understand the objectives from this learning material. So by the end of the lesson, you have to understand the definitions and the social functions of recount text. And then you are also expected to understand the generic structure and the language features, and also you are able to analyze the recount text. Okay, first of all, we have to understand the definitions of recount text. What is recount text? So, it is a text telling the past event or experience. It could be factual, but sometimes it could be imaginative too. And when you write the recount text, you have to write the event chronologically. There are some types of recount text. So the first, it is personal recount, and the second, it's factual recount. The third, it is imaginative recount, and the last is procedural recount. Let's define each type. First, it is personal recount. This type telling about someone's experience, so it means the writer is the actor from the story. So this type is our focus today. The next type is factual recount. It tells about factual event or incident. For example, the news in the newspaper. And the next, it is imaginative recount. Imaginative recount telling imaginative event. So the story, it's not true. For example, like a story under the title A Day in Wonderland, or maybe Alice in Wonderland. And the last is procedural recount. So this type is telling a procedure that actually happened in the past. When you write a recount text, you have to follow the generic structure of recount text. There are three parts of the structure. The first, it is orientation. Usually in this part, you are going to define the participants, the place, or maybe the time the story happened. And the next, it is series of event or sequence of event. In this part, you have to arrange the event in logical order. And the last, it is evaluative statement. This last part is actually an optional. If you want to add this part, you have to write personal statement which shows participants' feeling. Talking about the language features, recount text has several language features that usually appears on the text. The first, it is the use of personal pronoun or a very specific participant. Usually we can use the pronoun I or we, or maybe a proper noun like the name of someone or something as the characters of the story. And the next is the use of past action verb. We use the past action verb to tell the past event in our story. For example, like the word went for the past verb of go, or maybe visited for the past verb of visit, and swam for the past verb of swim, also walked as the past verb of walk. And the next language features is connective words. We use the connective words to show the logical order of the events in our story. And the next, we use also the descriptive words. It is important to show the details of the setting, the details of the event, or maybe even your feeling as the evaluative statement. This is the model text of recount. In this model, it is telling about someone's experience when he visited a cafe. Okay, I will read the story for you. A couple weeks ago, I went to a nice cafe in London with my brother. It was called Volumes. It was cozy cafe with warm lamp hung on the ceiling. The oil painting on the wall added beauty of this place. When I walked through the door, I could smell coffee toast and pasta. It smelled delicious. I got spring roll with salad. The spring rolls felt oily but tasted nice. The salad was sour and disgusting. I guessed they put too much garlic. My brother ordered another menu. He got chips and fish. The fish looked gross, but the chips were nice. We were not really satisfied with the food, but the cafe had interesting spot. They had a mini bookshop. We could read some books there. After reading a novel, I got a horse stencil book. Then my brother Liam got a pen with a book light on the end. I really liked the cafe, though the food was not delicious. Finally, we had to leave the smell. So this is the model text of recount. Now it's time to deconstruct the model text. From the model text, we have to find the three parts of the structure. The first is orientation. The orientations from the model text occur in the first part of the text. A couple weeks ago, I went to a nice cafe in London with my brother. It was called Volumes. It was cozy cafe with warm lamp hung on the ceiling. The oil painting on the wall added the beauty of this place. See, in this part, we can see the participant, I, and my brother. We also understand that this story happens a couple weeks ago, and the place was at a nice cafe in London. The name is Volume. We can also find the detailed description that the writer used to describe the place of the story. The next part is sequence of event. In this part, the author explain all the sequence of event using the action verb in the past. For example, like I walked, I got, he ordered. All of them are in the past. We can also find the connective words here, like when and after. It is very important to show the logical order of the event. The last part is evaluative statement. Even though this part is actually an optional, but in this model text, we can find the evaluative statement. In the text, we can read, I really liked the cafe, though the food was not delicious. From this statement, we can understand that the writer evaluates his feeling. Another language feature that we can find in this part is the use of connectives. The author used the word finally to end the whole sequence of event of his experience. Okay, students, this is all I can explain about the recount text. I hope you can understand very well. Now it's time to do the exercise with your lecturer. Bye!